Welcome to the video lecture series on electronic circuits 2. I am Jay Chandran, Assistant Professor in EC Department. Under this course, I would like to discuss the following content. One is feedback amplifier, oscillators, tuned amplifiers, wave shaping circuits and multivibrators, time-based generators. In the previous semester, you studied electronic circuits 1. Mainly, you focused on amplifiers. So how amplifiers working under the biasing condition and how your amplifier which amplifies the input signal, everything you studied in the electronic circuits 1. And before starting AC2, electronic circuits 2, I would like to recover a few things what you learned in the electronic circuits 1. Especially the amplifiers. Sound is an interesting phenomenon. When I speak, my speech which disturbs the air particle and the disturbed air particle which reaches to the human eardrum, that eardrum which converts my speech signal into electrical signal, and that electrical signal will be read by our human brain so that we can hear our voice or we can understand the speech. Your amplifier also works under the same principle. Let us take a general example, mic and speaker system. So let us take mic. When I speak, my speech signal is going into the microphone, and this microphone acts as a transducers. So this mic which converts my speech signal into electrical signal, and that electrical signal finally reaches to the loudspeaker or speaker, and here we do hear a voice a little bit louder when compared to this voice, but the voice pattern is same, but the strength of the signal is very high at this speaker end when compared to this end. This is because inside the transducer or mic I have a diaphragm. So this diaphragm is attached with a coil, and that coil is placed between the magnet. When I speak, my speech are disturbed particles which vibrates the diaphragm inside the mic, and this diaphragm is very small, so that makes a small electrical signal. Depends upon the magnet and the coil along with the diaphragm. So when I speak, the diaphragm is vibrating front and back, so the flux in the magnetic field will be cut so that it produces induced AC signal over here, and that induced AC signal is applied to the speaker end. And here let me show the speaker, right? So this mic now converts voice signal into electrical signal because of this diaphragm vibration inside the magnetic field, and this electrical signal now applied into the speaker side like this wire, and this wire is connected with one coil, and that coil is attached with the permanent magnet. When electrical signal goes into the coil, around the coil, that induces electromagnetic field, and already we have a permanent magnet over here, right? So the induced electromagnetic field and the permanent magnetic fields which attracts and repels depends upon the AC signal which flows through this wire, right? So when I have attraction and repulsion between the permanent magnet and the induced magnet, right? Because of that attraction and repulsion, this diaphragm, you can see this diaphragm will be vibrating as something like this. You can see this, right? So this diaphragm vibrates when the poles of permanent magnet and the poles of induced EMF attracts and repels. So when it is vibrating, it vibrates the air particles in front of this. So that vibrated particles which reaches to the human eye, so that I can have a large amplified signal, right? But this small signal cannot be cannot make this speaker vibration. or speaker's diaphragm vibration. So what we need, we have to use or we have to have one more section in between mic and the speaker is what is called an amplifier. Right? So this amplifier which converts this small signal into a large signal, and that large signal which makes diaphragm vibration inside this speaker, so that I can have a large signal over here. If I use a very big size speaker, then I need to amplify more, which means the signal is applied to this wire must be very high. So if I use a very big speaker, I have to have a signal is large signal. So when I want to use a large speaker, I have to use a large signal amplifier. So that large signal which makes diaphragm vibration inside the speaker because of the induced electromagnetic field and the permanent magnetic field, right? So this is what happening in the sound system. So in between mic and loudspeaker, I have to have a section is what is called the amplifier. So amplifier is not only used in the sound system, but also you can see in the computers, radios, and mostly wherever we do hear a sound, there we have a section is what is called the amplifier. And you studied about this amplifier in electronic circuits 1 itself, how this amplifier works, how we are applying a biasing voltage, and what is the condition to keep transistor in the active region, saturation region, cutoff region, everything you studied in the previous semester itself, isn't it? One can ask a question, we have an amplifier, then why do we need this feedback amplifier? As we studied, amplifier is used to amplify the weak signal into a large signal, but this amplifier has certain limitation or drawbacks. One of the drawback is non-linearity. So non-linearity means your transistor will be linear only in the active region, which means whenever you have a signal variation at the input side, you have to have a variation at the output side, but your transistor will be varying only in the active region, but it does not vary once it reaches the saturation region. So once it reaches the saturation region, your output portion will be clipped. So your linear is only in the active region, though there is any change in the input side, output side will not be changing. So that is what is called the non-linearity of your transistor. And not only this, parameter variation. Parameter variation is simply, we cannot design all the transistors with same configuration. There will be a minute difference between any two transistors. Say for example, if I take BC107, 107, I am not sure, I cannot give guarantee that I can design both the transistor with same configuration. There will be a little minor variation between the two transistors. So that parameter which may varies your output signal. If I replace one transistor and I put another transistor with the same value 107, then that may not give the same output. There will be a little variation, right? But also, and temperature effect is also one of the drawbacks in the amplifier, normal amplifier. So there are many devices which we can use to reduce these types. For example, temperature you can reduce, temperature effect can be reduced by using some temperature resistance box, so that you can keep a constant temperature inside the box. But the best approach to avoid or reduce this non-linearity, parameter variation, aging of the components by using the feedback amplifiers, right? Let us discuss first what is feedback and how this feedback used to reduce noise, distortion, how it protects from the temperature, how about the gain of the feedback amplifier. We will discuss about feedback amplifiers little bit detail. And I refer the books for this. Video lecture is Electron Devices and Electric Circuits, Sali Vaganan and N. Suresh Kumar. This is one of the books I am referring. And next, Solid State Pulse Circuits, David A. Bell. And Applied Electronics, S. Chand publication by R.S. Seda. So these are the books I refer for this video lecture series.